following broadcast is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good evening and welcome in to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse as you take a look outside as well as the crowd inside the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse for tonight's Perham Yellow Jackets and Dilworth Glyndon Felton Rebels Section 8 2A Championship game here live from the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Lance Rock, and tonight it should be a fun one, Lance. The number 1 seed DGF Rebels and the number 3 seed Yellow Jackets, both with unique and different victories to get to this spot tonight.
Right, Jason, and welcome viewers. And I was trying to think of an adjective to describe this game, and I think it's dandy comes to mind. This should really be a good game. And they did have different kind of paths, and I was kind of wondering, DGF's kind of went through a little streak of injuries, and they were banged up, and they had 2 or 3 starters that were on injury, and you kind of wondered when they came in. Thief River was kind of on a roll, and they were playing really well, and DGF just came out like a house of fire, and they were lights out shooting the ball from 3, and they worked so well as a team. And then, you know, whatever happened, they had a 20, 25-point lead. Thief River came back, and they ended up holding on by 10 to win. But what a great game they had, and what a great start. And if they start out that way tonight, it's going to be a tough road for the Jackets. And then on the Jackets side of things, it was just a grind-out game. It was crazy how that game went, and we're doing some light issues, so don't think it's your TV at home. It was a grinded-out game, and really holding a really good Pelican Rapids team to 12 at half is almost incredible, and it just imposed their will and their style of play. So 2 totally different semifinals games, and here they are clashing tonight as we get ready for this Section 8 AA finals.
It should be a fun one here live at the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. Looking at the road first for the Rebels, the number 1 seed with a record of 22-5. They come into tonight's game overall with a victory over Roseau 80-58, excuse me. Then they followed that up with a 69-50 victory over Park Rapids. And then, like you said, Lance, a 76-65 victory over Thief River Falls, and what was an interesting game there that you were able to call with Mitch Anderson, an outstanding job in that one. And it was just one of those type of contests, like you said. Thief River made that run. A lot of people were thinking that might be the sleeper upset pick in the semifinals, but instead DGF took care of business.
Right, exactly. And right from the opening tip, they were just, I can replay that in my mind. The opening tip, they set a play up. Sheely came off a screen and just nailed about a 22-footer, and the place erupted, and then they just followed suit right after that. And it was kind of what you've used all year as a three-point party, and they just continued. I was really expecting with the lineup that they've been starting a little bit more physicality banging inside with 3 guys about 6'3" to 6'6" underneath there, and they went outside. So, again, it shows the versatility of the DGF Rebels.
On the other side, the Yellow Jackets, they advanced with the 68-37 victory over Crookston. Then they followed that up with a 67-59 victory over Hawley, and then knocked off Pelican Rapids, the Heart of the Lakes Conference champions, by a score of 43-37 in what was a unique, thrilling defensive battle that went down to the wire, and the Yellow Jackets were able to outlast Pelican Rapids.
And again, Perham came out strong defensively. They had long possessions, long as in 2 to 3 minutes possessions, and then came away with the basket. And they really did a nice job containing all of the weapons that the Pelican Rapids Vikings have. And it was a fun game, and it was a physical game, and it showed the Yellow Jackets can score when they need to. One of the things that was a little bit hairy at the end for them was handling that pressure, and you don't know if DGF is going to pick up on that. So those are some of those questions that we're going to have to answer here in about 10 to 15 minutes to find out what's going to happen in this game. But I think whatever happens, it's going to be a fun one to watch.
We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll have some keys for tonight's contest here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network as the KLN Family Brands pregame show rolls along live from the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse.
KLN is home to great companies like Kenny's Candy and Tuppy's Pet Foods. Matt Nagel here. I was raised right here in Lakes Country. Our products are top-notch. Working for a successful, locally owned family business means job security, pride, and a connection to our local communities. Join us at Kenny's Candy. Experience an awesome benefit program, competitive wages, a sign-on bonus, and profit sharing. Shop local, work local. Get started at klnfamilybrands.com or call 347-0525 and ask for Matt.
And welcome back inside the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse for the Section 8 2A championship game between the Perham Yellow Jackets and the DGF Rebels as the Perham Yellow Jacket pep band entertains the crowd here, and a good crowd filing in to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. As you can tell on the Perham side, a lot of fans on that side. The DGF side, the side that we're located on Media Row, there's quite a few here below us, and they are ready to rock for this Section 8 2A championship game.
Yeah, and it reminds of the days of old where, again, we kind of went through the whole COVID year and limiting of people, and now it's just the stands are getting packed. People are still filing in. Something about a band playing before this game that just kind of gets all of your nerves and excited energy going, and I can only imagine what it's like to be one of these athletes tonight playing in this field in Lake Shirts Fieldhouse and just getting ready to go for a chance to head down to the cities and a chance at a state entrance.
These two teams played previously this year. The Rebels lost the first one to the Yellow Jackets by a score of 58-54. The Rebels at the time are trying to snap a long winning streak at the Hive that the Yellow Jackets eventually lost during the year. But in that game, they led late, a late technical foul, a couple other things, and the Yellow Jackets had that Hive magic come out, and they earned that victory 58-54 in overtime. And in that game, Micah Thompson, Soren Anderson each had 20, and the Rebels had 21 from Owen Leach. And in that game, it looked like he wore down late as the Yellow Jackets, I think, kind of wore him down as the Rebels really leaned on Leach in that one.
Right, and recalling from that game, Micah Thompson did a nice job of defending him. And it was one of those that the other pieces came to play that night. Bitker had a really solid game in that one. He had 15 points and 7 rebounds. And I think those are the type of things that DGF was looking for at that time. They got it. Like you said, some unfortunate things happened at the end of the game where they were up by 3 or 4, and then it ended up being tied, and then the Yellow Jackets imposed their will at home, and all of a sudden DGF was going home with a loss, and it was a fantastic game, and one that we were glad to be a part of. And
then it was at DGF. The Rebels took care of business, earning a 65-55 victory as Owen Leach had 28 and 11. Caden Altabelli added 17, Logan Bicker with 10. Yellow Jackets were led by Soren Anderson and Alex Ohm, who had 14 each in that game.
Right, and you look at a few key things to there. Caden Altabelli with 17, and unfortunately for him, got injured in one of the first playoff games, and so that takes him out of the role. But with that being said, Drew Sheely stepped in and played a heck of a game the other night here against Thief River, and he really looked like he had his shot going. So kind of taking that next man up attitude, DGF just plugged him in, and he looked really, really good. And it's somebody that the Yellow Jackets are going to have to guard because he's dangerous to 20, 22 feet with that nice-looking jump shot that he has.
As we look at some of the keys, you touched on it a little bit there. The one name that's been constant that we've talked about in the pregame show for DGF is Owen Leach. And there's a couple schools of thoughts of what you could do. Do you let Leach go off and get his points and shut everyone off, try to shut everyone else down, which is very risky, or do you try to limit Leach and see what you can do there and focus your attention on him?
Yeah, I thought a lot about that question because you've posed it a couple times, Jason. And one of the things that I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, your heart and soul is your man-to-man defense. And it's hard to say, hey, we're going to let and we're going to take away from somebody else. I think the Yellow Jackets are going to start playing him straight up. I could see Micah Thompson. It'd shock me if it was somebody else because it seems like Micah has taken probably the best player or close to the best player every night, every game. So I think they're going to go straight up and see what happens. And if they can eliminate somebody by doing their own man-to-man defense, they'll do it. But I don't see any tricks coming, like leaving somebody open and double teaming or those sorts of things. It's going to probably be straight up man-to-man, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. I think the big question is Owen Leach on? We've seen nights where he struggled a little bit with his jumper and struggling, saying he ended up with like 20 points. And there's nights where he's been just on fire, and you see him in the upper 30s. Well, there's a big gap there between 20 and 35. I don't think the Yellow Jackets can afford for him to get in the 30s or even the upper 20s. If they can hold him like 21 like they did at home, I think they got a really, really good chance tonight. But if he starts off and he's going wild, look out if you're the Yellow Jackets.
Last time the Yellow Jackets went to state was 2019. They knocked off Holly in that section championship. And for DGF, the last time they went to state, 2016. And that was Blake Rickness and the Rebels up in Crookston just taking care of business, knocking off the Yellow Jackets as a 1 seed.
Right, and it's the Section 8AA has been a great section, and it's no different this year. There have been just tremendous games. You look at, I'm just as nervous in this one as I was 2 games ago when we were facing Holly. Holly has a really nice team too, and we talked about that at any point you could go 0 from team number 1 to team number 10, and they can give you a scare on any night. So I think, again, quick start tonight. A fast start for the Rebels is what they're going to look for. When they start hitting, it seems like they really feed onto each other, and they just play better. And other things for DGF, control the glass. I think with their bigs, they want to make sure it's one and done for the Yellow Jackets, and finding that secondary scorer. And who's it going to be? Grant Anderson, 6'3", 6'4" kid, lefty, shoots it pretty well, can get to the post. Bitker is just a hard-working kid, and Sheely's just got a really nice look and a really nice shot. So who's going to be that scorer for them is kind of the keys tonight for what I think DGF's going to have to do to come out of here on top.
Fans taking in the highlight video that's showing up on the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse scoreboard of the semifinals, which, Lance, there was a nice night for both these squads as they get ready to hopefully stamp their name into the Class 2A championship tournament down at Williams Arena and Target Center for the first night. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, as it will be Tuesday nights. So a quick turnaround as well for these teams.
And I think some of those keys for the Yellow Jackets to make it down to that opening round of state is going to be set the pace of the game. They don't want that up and down. They're going to want to limit possessions, keep the ball out of Leach's hands, limit him as much as you can. They have to rebound tonight, and it's got to be a team rebounding because DGF's going to go after it and match the size of the Rebels. And I think one of the keys to the game tonight, Jason, might be limiting foul trouble for the Yellow Jackets. There's only so many guys that I think can guard Leach. We can't afford to have them get into foul trouble early.
We'll take a quick time. We'll come back with your starting lineups and the opening tap here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Check out the Backyard in Perham. They have the largest selection of bird seed, assorted suets, and bird feeders in the area. Over 50 different varieties of pet food and pet treats, and an even bigger selection of pet toys, leashes, collars, and more. The Backyard is also your pet's destination for a spa day. The grooming salon is open Monday through Friday for grooms, nail trims, and baths. And book a stay for your pet at the Backyard Boarding and Play Care, a brand new facility made to make your pet feel at home. If your pet needs a comfortable place to stay, call Backyard Boarding and Play Care.
Hammers Construction is now hiring for a project manager, superintendent, and construction laborers. Since 1956, Hammers Construction has served the region in construction for the commercial, industrial, and agricultural industries, while sticking to the core values of honesty, quality, and integrity. If that's you, then visit our website, hci-mn.com. View photos of recent projects, then click on the Careers tab to start the 2-minute application. Hammers Construction is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back here to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. I'm Jason Groth with Lance Rock as we get ready to go for the Section 8 2A Championship. Our starting lineups first for the Yellow Jackets of Perham. Starting at a guard, a 6'4" junior number 1, Micah Thompson. Starting at a guard, a 6' senior number 2, Chaz Melvin. At a guard, a 6'3" junior Soren Anderson. And at a guard, a 5'10" senior number 4, Marcus Belka. And also at a forward, a 6'2" junior number 13, Jacob Daniels. The DGF Rebels will go with a 5'11" junior number 2, Carson Steichen, a 6'6" junior number 10, Owen Leach, a 6'1" junior number 15, Drew Shealy, a 6'4" junior number 30, Grant Anderson, and a 6'2" senior number 33, Logan Bicker. Head coach of the Rebels is Mike Clark. He's assisted by Robbie Strand and Aiden Leach. Head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Dave Cressup. He's assisted by Brian Schwantz, Grant Turkheising, Brent Hansen, Tim Schmitz, and Ryan Rustad. Ryan Rustad's on camera for us tonight. And I'd like to thank Ryan Rustad for all his help with us on camera for tonight's Section 8 2A championship game as well as the semifinals. A little bit of a slip there, but we're ready to go.
We are ready to go. And all the talk that we've done about Section 8 AA, Jason, and all the games that we thought were going to be really close, or there could be an upset here or upset there, other than the 8-9 game, we ran straight through this tournament without an upset, which leads us to our number 1 and number 2 teams here. DGF being, or number 3, excuse me. Yeah, the big upset, kind of. The number 1 and number 3. So DGF comes in. That's why they're the home team today. They got the dark uniforms on. They are the number 1 seed. Perham comes in as the number 3. And talk about 1 and 3 when they go into overtime in the first game and they have a game that was tight for most of the game the second time. The distance between 1 and 3 was not that great.
And you look actually in the QRF, Lance, and I think that's what a way you might have been alluding to.
Right.
They were actually, the Yellow Jackets were actually the number 2 seed in the QRF, but they lost the 2 games of Pelican Rapids. That allowed them to wear the home jerseys. The Yellow Jackets been comfortable in the road white so far.
They have been, and they've really played well. And a part of it is I think one of the things that's awesome now is both of these teams have played here. It's a neutral court, but yet they both got a game in. Yellow Jackets got a couple games in, so they're both familiar with this place, and they're ready to go, and everybody's on their feet, including you and I and Ryan, and we're ready to get this thing started as Soren Anderson will be tipping off for the Yellow Jackets, and we're ready to roll.
And he'll be met by Owen Leach. We thank you for tuning in tonight on our KLN Family Brands pregame show. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Lakes Ace Hardware as we get ready to go for the Section 8-2A championship game. Live here from the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse, and the Yellow Jackets will get the opening possession. And Micah Thompson will bring it up court. Thompson to the left side. It goes to Soren Anderson. Now to Melvin on the right. Looks things over. Goes left with it to Anderson. Leach out on him. That's going to be an interesting matchup tonight. How do the the Rebels try to slow down Anderson? But a turnover on the far side will give it to the Rebels.
And maybe a little nerves right off the bat. Just kind of get settled in, and that's okay. Just come back and play defense. That's what the Yellow Jackets are noted for. And going to be interesting first set right here.
Vicker with it now. They get to see that matchup. It's going to be Leach with Thompson, and it's out of bounds here on the pass inside. Nice defense by the Yellow Jackets and a turnover each way, and I think both teams are getting a little bit the jitters out.
Yeah, DGF trying to thread the needle there on a back cut, and would have taken a perfect pass, but again, it was a tough one, and here's Daniels underneath.
Daniels up against traffic, shot up, no good. Rebound tapped around, and it's eventually grabbed there by Drew Shealy, who gets it to Owen Leach. Leach with Thompson. He's going to drive, gets it poked away as the help comes, but now it's grabbed up top. Comes to the near side. Was Steichen, now to Bicker, now Leach will look things over. As Thompson out there, there's a screen for Leach. Yellow Jacket switch, but Thompson's right there. Wide open is Steichen. He takes the three, in and out, no good. Rebound grab by Anderson.
Nice board by Anderson. Really nice setup by DGF, and that ball was halfway down, and that might be the kind of night we're going to have.
Thompson drives into trouble, throws it away. It's at Anderson's feet. Now they dive. It's tied up. They call held ball. Thompson was able to get his hands in there as there was a pair of Rebels on top of the basketball. The alternating possession will give it to the Rebels.
It's kind of interesting to watch, Jason. Yellow Jackets have made hay on that one where Thompson or Anderson drive and then kick to the other one cutting. DGF stood right in the lane waiting for it.
Now comes back up top with it there. Shealy right side now to Leach. Leach with the screen goes right side. Leach is going to drive to the hoop strong. It's good for two. And Owen Leach has the game's first points.
Boy, and that's tough to stop. And if watching at home, he's 6'6" with long arms. So when he gets up by that basket, it's over the rim.
Now Melvin calls for it, gets it, goes to Anderson. He launches a three-pointer. It's good. Soren Anderson with a nice bucket. And that's going to be a fun matchup tonight between Anderson and Leach.
And I think it's to the Yellow Jackets' favor to make Leach work on defense. So the more the sets they can run for Anderson, the more Leach has to work on defense.
Leach, a contested three is good.
And he says, so much for that, Lance. I'm going to take that one and hit a fadeaway jump shot from about 20 feet.
Thompson with it. Now to Melvin. We'll go left here to Daniels. Now over to Belka. Inside Thompson. Leach comes. Thompson. Shot up, no good. Leach alternate. Now the rebound is tapped around, tied up. And it's going to be Yellow Jacket basketball.
Boy, again, starting off physical under there, and you can tell how precious every possession is.
Thompson to inbound. To Anderson. Inside, Thompson again. Thompson looking things over. Works into a double team, now a triple. Trying to get help, and now there's the foul coming. A little bit too much contact there on Grant Anderson. That'll be his first.
And again, I think they didn't have to do that. I think they had it pretty much surrounded, but it's that instinct of when you see that basketball, you're going to go get it. And he did, and unfortunately, there was a foul there.
Melvin near side now up to Thompson. Thompson hands it off to Belka, over to Anderson. Screen comes, it goes right side to Melvin. Thompson was in the lane looking for the pass, they didn't see him. But now Anderson will drive, kick right side Melvin. Melvin into the lane. Now comes back up top to Anderson. Now to Micah Thompson as it's a 5-3 Rebel lead. Thompson to Daniels. Daniels going to step into a three. It's no good. Long rebound. Melvin collides, goes to the floor, and a travel. Yellow Jackets are hoping for a foul on the contact, but no, it's going to be the travel as Melvin went down.
And,
right.
and that was close. I'd have to see that one over again if it was incidental, both going, but definitely some contact there. But it's playoff basketball. We were saying in harmony, right?
Exactly. As Leach has it. Leach. Another three off the mark this time. But a big rebound there by Steichen. Back to Leach. You talked about in the pregame show, Lance, rebound is going to be a key. And another offensive possession extended there by the boards.
And it really has been long rebounds. I think both teams are doing a nice job. Here's a nice play, but Bicker puts the ball on the ground and automatically gets swatted and back to the Yellow Jackets.
The one spot you don't want to put the ball on the floor is inside the lane right there, and the Yellow Jackets swarmed. Thompson, the right side, Melvin. Back over to Thompson, over to Daniels here, now to Soren Anderson. Rebels switch on the screen. Anderson, right side, as it looks like the Rebels a little bit of a matchup zone. Thompson, pull-up jumper, good for two.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. It's a man-to-man look, but a little bit of matchup, or they're just switching on every screen and taking away that pick-and-roll action that the Yellow Jackets like.
Leach with a quick jumper, in and out, no good. But a rebound again. And a foul before the shots as Bicker was fouled inside. Bicker's been battling on the boards for the Rebels. Quickly in now is Donovan Verdi. They'll give Grant Anderson a breather as the foul was on Belka. Pass into the backcourt. Sheely with it. To Verdi, now comes here to the right side, now to Steichen. Steichen looking inside, not there. Sheely's going to launch a long three off the mark. And Thompson gets the board, and head coach Dave Crescent wants him to push. Belka looking to drive, comes back to Daniels. Now to Melvin, over to Anderson, far side. Inside Thompson. Thompson works his way to the hoop. Strong, no. Gets his own rebound. The putback, yes. And the Jackets now lead by two.
And that's a little mismatch that the Yellow Jackets saw with Steichen being the shorter player. Thompson's a really established inside player.
Leach, cross court with the pass there. And it comes back to Owen. Leach with a spin move. Tried the step back jumper, but Thompson didn't give him any room, and they'll throw it away. Alex Ohm's going to check in. We approach the 12:28 mark. And Daniels will give it to Micah Thompson. Goes here to Ohm. Ohm goes to Melvin. Now to Ohm. Ohm drives baseline, but the Rebels cut him off. That leaves Daniels up top. The extra pass for Thompson, who launches a three. That's short. And Leach is there for the easy board. Leach brings it back up court. Goes to the right side with a pass to Sheely. Now Steichen looking things over. Steichen is looking inside for a moment. Now it goes to Leach.
And again, so far, DGF's used Leach as outside. I wonder if they'll start posting him up a little bit, as it's been tough for him to get to the basket. Another way to get it is a post entry.
Now Bicker trying to back down Daniels. Double team comes. Ohm ties it up. Held ball. No one lets Bicker know that Ohm is coming around. And he picked his pocket and tied it up. And now Austin Anderson will come in for the Rebels. And we'll give Carson Steichen a quick breather.
Right, and a little change up. I kind of said I didn't think I'd see the Yellow Jackets run at somebody. They have been, and it hasn't just been Leach. So a nice little change up there, giving the DGF Rebels something else to think about.
Daniels, a three, no good. Leach there for the rebound. Daniels is getting some good looks, just not getting him to drop right now. Leach works his way into the lane. Short jumper's good.
Boy, and that's tough to stop. When he decides he gets that spin move, we've been taking that spin move away up to that point, but that time he just elevated over the top.
He has all 7 for the Rebels as we're tied at 7. So Daniels to Melvin, to Anderson. Anderson drives, kick out Melvin. Melvin with the floater off the glass, no good. Leach another rebound. And the rebound totals are starting to pile up for Owen Leach.
And an interesting thing is the Rebels, I think, just trying to preserve Leach a little bit. They're the ones walking the ball up the floor. Yellow Jackets trying to push a little bit more. So a total reversal of what I thought might happen tonight.
I think we're on the same page with that one. Dave Cressup in an earlier interview today said he can't allow the Rebels to score 70. They're on their way right now at keeping them under that mark somehow. As Bicker works inside. Now to Leach. Gets the three. It's good, and he's fouled. Owen Leach draws the foul. The foul's on Thompson. And it's a 10-7 lead for Owen Leach. As he'll try for the 4-point play.
Another thing I wonder, well, this is kind of a nice little break here for DGF. If they'll use their timeouts tonight, Jason, as kind of a substitution break for Leach.
There's a spot of blood on Daniels' jersey, so he has to check out. Josh Peterson checks in, and Daniels will be getting a new jersey. We'll keep an eye on that number for you. As the free throw by Leach is good. If they find the right size jersey for him. As Thompson brings it up court to Ohm. Near side Anderson as the Rebels have a 4-point lead. Now Ohm, they close on him quickly. Thompson over to Anderson. Anderson bumps. Now it's to Peterson though.
Looks like Daniels will be coming back in as number 32, Jason, when he checks back in.
Anderson with Leach. The screen comes for him. Now a three from Ohm. No good. Leach another rebound.
He might be near a double-double right now, Jason.
Now with it. That's Anderson over near side to Verdi. To Leach again. Leach. Goes to the right side. Looking to drive Anderson. Now comes back to Leach. Leach, a three from the corner, no good. In and out, that almost dropped even with Thompson's hand in his face. And back the other way is Alex Ohm.
Yeah, I think that's a couple threes now that they've had down into the basket and then rattled out.
Melvin now over to Anderson. Anderson into the lane, through traffic, fires up a shot, no good, but a foul. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Soren Anderson. And drawing the charge and the pain for it was Donovan Verdi, but he pops up. Will get checked out here on the DGF bench. That's a big foul, though. It's the first on Anderson. The Yellow Jackets trailing by 4. 8:47 to go in our opening half for the Section 8 2A championship game here from the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. I'm Jason Gross with Lance Rock. We thank you for tuning in on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Is now Owen Leach has the ball.
Mikhail Pearson checked in for Verdi. I'm sure they want to check him out. Be safer than sorry.
Driving left-hand shot, no good. By Anderson and the Yellow Jackets with the board. Melvin to Thompson, looking down low, Ohm. The help comes on Ohm, now kicks back out to Melvin. The three from Melvin off the mark, long rebound. And Thompson, or Leach, is able to grab it in front of Soren Anderson. Leach driving right through the lane and layup good.
Boy, did he smell that from a mile away. I don't know what he saw, but he had a little hesitation dribble there, and he was going lock, stock, and barrel right to the hoop.
Owen Leach, 13. Right now, Yellow Jackets, 7. Inside, Thompson, kick out Ohm. The extra pass to Peterson. A long shot by Peterson, no good. Rebound grab by Grant Anderson. Right now, the outside shot not dropping for the Yellow Jackets.
Right, and I'm really surprised how patient DGF is, and I think it's to preserve Leach and how hard he's had to work on both offense and defense tonight, but this gives him a little bit of a breather.
Leach with it. He's going to drive. Pull-up jumper. He's contacted and gets it to drop. He draws a lot of contact on his own shots. And he gets that one to drop. He's got 15. It's 15-7. We'll take a break as the Yellow Jackets call timeout on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
And this one popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina.
The Post 400 Stars return for season number 3 on Magnitude Sports. Saturday, March 12th starts a 14-game series live from Vero Beach, Florida. Also, catch the Stars live on Magnitude from the Veterans Classic Tourney, the Gopher Classic, the Creighton Prep Tournament from Omaha, Nebraska, all the home games, and every game from the state tournament at Young Field in West Fargo will be live on Magnitude. If it's Post 400 baseball, it's on Magnitude Sports.
Well, welcome back here to the Magnitude Sports Media Network, the Section 8 2A championship game. The Yellow Jackets trailing the Rebels by a score of 15-7 on the United Community Bank scoreboard as it goes near side to Anderson. Inside, Thompson kick out. Daniels, the three, no good. Rebound again there by Logan Bicker.
And I don't want this to sound the wrong way. I want Soren Anderson to go up against that against Sheely. I think he's their offensive presence right now. They're struggling on offense. He's got to be the guy to take that basket too, maybe draw a foul. They've been calling those fouls. So look for Soren to get that in the post and make a move and get to the basket.
Owen Leach getting a breather as Mikhail Pearson with it. Now driving shot, no good. Rebound and an undercut foul on the rebound against the Rebels. That's on Mikhail Pearson.
And what a smart move by the coaching staff of the Rebels to have that timeout be taken by Perham, give Leach an extra 30 seconds. I'm sure he'll be back in shortly. Give one possession and get him back in the game.
Thompson to Ohm. Over the right side to Soren Anderson, looking for the screen. Anderson is going to drive, kick out to Melvin for three. It's good! Chaz Melvin from the corner cuts the lead.
Big three by Chaz. Really been struggling from outside. Nice to see him step up, that senior leadership, being calm and cool and collective, and shot it within the offense. So that was great.
I liked on that play they brought the help, and now an offensive foul away from the ball. I was going to say they brought the help on Anderson. He read it, had a nice kick out to Melvin for the open look, and a foul on the Rebels. And just like that, Owen Leach comes right back in.
Right, and because of that good timeout call, he gained about 2-3 minute break there that he might have only got about 45 seconds.
Anderson with it. To the right side to Ohm. In front of the Yellow Jacket fans on the far side. Now Thompson in the corner for Anderson. Anderson cross court. Ohm. He's going to drive. Leach closes. And now the kick out up top. Melvin for three. Off the mark. And Leach there for the rebound.
Boy, the Yellow Jacket crowd was ready to erupt on back-to-back threes by Chaz, and just a little bit longer. That would have been, I think, our first real roar of tonight.
Now with it, Steichen. Goes to the right side. Thinking about it there was Sheely with the close, and now it's Owen Leach going to go to work. He's going to launch the three off the mark. And a rebound and a hold. See what's on. It's on Anderson. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about. Anderson and Thompson probably have to try to stay out of foul trouble. Coach Cressup usually goes to the bench, but I think this isn't your ordinary game, so he may leave Anderson in and said, hey, be smart.
Melvin gets the steal on the inbounds pass. And now to Anderson. Thompson to Daniels, wearing number 32 now. Gives it to Anderson, number 3. Out to Daniels now, right side. Now Melvin. So he looks and hands it off to Ohm. Ohm thought about the long three. He's got that range, but it's going to go near side to Thompson. Thompson. Melvin to skip to Anderson. Anderson drives, spins, kick to Melvin again. He'll drive this time. Now to Daniels. Daniels is going to step into one. And he's going to hit nothing but nylon for Jacob Daniels. And it's now a 2-point game.
And again, it's when they try to take Anderson out of the basketball game. He's doing a nice job of driving and taking care of the ball.
Finally, someone other than Owen Leach scores for the Rebels. It's Logan Bicker.
And it was set up by Owen Leach. So, you know, that's just the kind of player he is.
Daniels, a three. It's good. He's got 6 and has hit back-to-back threes And the Jackets have cut it to 1. Leach getting away with a lot of contact. Shot blocked by Daniels. And Anderson will bring it up court. Now to Melvin, to Ohm. The 3, it's good! Alex Ohm gives the Yellow Jackets a 2-point lead after the big block by Jacob Daniels. Now Leach to Bicker as Leach works inside. And now cycles back out as Bicker. The kick out, now to Leach. Leach for 3, short off the front iron, but a rebound inside, and the putback too strong. And now Daniels for the rebound off the Austin Anderson miss, and we got a timeout by the Yellow Jackets. They're starting to feel some momentum on their side. They lead by 2. We'll take a break.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Well, welcome back here to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. The Yellow Jackets on a little bit of a run, hitting from deep. They've only hit 2 inside shots. The rest have been all three-pointers as they lead 19-17 on the Rebels. Owen Leach with 15, Logan Bicker with 2. The Yellow Jackets, it's Jacob Daniels with 6. They bring it up court. Thompson, the left side, Melvin for 3. Too strong and off the mark. And Leach there for what seems like his 20th rebound as he'll bring it up court.
And Anderson did go to the bench at that time out. Marcus Belka back in for him, so I would guess it'd be, unless a big run goes here, we won't see Anderson until the second half.
Leach gets the screen, now drops it off to Bicker. Nice pass down low, the layup, shorts. Unable to get the shot off was Austin Anderson, and it's off him and out of bounds. He saw the big man Daniels coming and came up short on the shots.
Yeah, I think he just shot it kind of fast, Jason, and it's one of those when you think you're going to get the ball swatted, you do try to do more than you should. He probably could have just laid that one in.
Daniels, another 3. It's good! He's got 9. The change of jersey has paid off.
He may stick with 32 for the rest of the season.
Leach with a spin move, drive. What a nifty move, but just couldn't finish. But Bicker's there for the rebound, shot no good, and a foul. And it's an offensive foul on the Rebels. Gonna be on Steichen. And the Yellow Jackets on a nice run now, lead 22-17. Daniels with 9. With the Yellow Jackets have hit 6 3-pointers. For 18 of their 22 points. Now Belka is going to drive. The Rebels converge on him. Now he's in trouble but finds Ohm. Ohm drug the pivot foot, and there's the travel.
Right, and both guys did a nice job on the drive. Just kind of one of those where they got out of sync on that one. And if you're the Yellow Jackets, you want to continue to do what you're doing. And I think you got to get the ball to Daniels. Try to find a way to get him another open look, as hot as he has been.
Leach will bring it up courts. The Jackets lead by 5. Now Bicker. Backing down Daniels. Nice spin move. Works up left hand. And gets it to roll.
And it definitely looks like he wants to go to the left side every time he can. So again, if you're the Yellow Jackets, play him that way. Make him use his right and see what he can do.
Ohm with it. Looks into the lane. Now comes to Daniels. To Melvin, back to Daniels. To Thompson. Thompson's going to drive. Lean into the defender and get the shot to go, but no, he's going to be called for the walk. Yellow Jacket fans disagree. Rebel fans come back with the "you can't do that" chance. His own Leach will bring it up court.
And again, I didn't necessarily see the travel. I might have thought they were going to call the offensive foul. Well, if that's the case, I'd rather have the travel at this point than his second foul.
Leach with it. He's going to launch for three. It's good. Owen Leach says, pick a spot. I'm going to hit it.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to play him and horse right now either, him or Daniels.
Ohm with it. To Daniels. To the right side, Thompson, as we're tied at 22. And what's been a thrilling first half for the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse in Detroit Lakes. Belka with it over to Daniels. Now the right side, Ohm. As the Yellow Jackets are going to work the clock for the last shot, it appears, unless there's a wide open shot before that. We're tied at 22. As the Rebel fans start the countdown clock.
Maybe we've started a little early, but
yeah, we've seen it work in a few games, and it worked there as the Yellow Jackets throw it away. And now I'm guessing Owen Leach is going to launch a three-pointer here just before the buzzer.
I was going to give you one shot at who's taken this last shot at the basket, but I think you called it already.
Leach looks at the clock, launches a three off the glass, too strong. The putback, no good. And the other attempt there on the rebound, not there, as Logan Bicker with the line drive dart just before the buzzer was no good. And it's fitting. We're tied at 22 after an exciting first half.
Yeah, you stole the words right out of my mouth. I think it's a great ending to a great half of basketball. Both teams made runs in there, and then the other team countered those runs. And that's what championship basketball is all about. Now, what are the adjustments at halftime? And Jason, you and I and Ryan are going to discuss this ourselves at halftime. And you know things are going to be different. They're going to do a few different wrinkles. Again, foul trouble might be that key, and we got to hope Anderson stays out of foul trouble in the second half.
We're tied at 22, and we'll take a break here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
KLN is home to great companies like Kenny's Candy and Tuppy's Pet Foods. Matt Nagel here. I was raised right here in Lakes Country. Our products are top-notch. Working for a successful, locally owned family business means job security, pride, and a connection to our local communities. Join us at Kenny's Candy. Experience an awesome benefit program, competitive wages, a sign-on bonus, and profit sharing. Shop local, work local. Get started at KLN Family.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Check out the Backyard in Perham. They have the largest selection of bird seed, assorted suets, and bird feeders in the area. Over 50 different varieties of pet food and pet treats, and an even bigger selection of pet toys, leashes, collars, and more. The Backyard is also your pet's destination for a spa day. The grooming salon is open Monday through Friday for grooms, nail trims, and baths. And book a stay for your pet at the Backyard Boarding and Play Care, a brand new facility made to make your pet feel at home. If your pet needs a comfortable place to stay, call Backyard Boarding and Play Care.
Hammers Construction is now hiring for a project manager, superintendent, and construction laborers. Since 1956, Hammers Construction has served the region in construction for the commercial, industrial, and agricultural industries, while sticking to the core values of honesty, quality, and integrity. If that's you, then visit our website, hci-mn.com. View photos of recent projects, then click on the Careers tab to start the 2-minute application. Hammers Construction is an equal opportunity employer.
And welcome back inside the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse at Detroit Lakes High School as the Perham Yellow Jackets and the DGF Rebels are knotted at 22 in the Section 8 2A championship game. And you look at the scoring, Lance, in the first half for the Rebels, it's all Owen Leach. He's got 18. Logan Bicker has 4. And Owen Leach getting Division I looks, showing why here tonight.
Absolutely, and it's inside, outside. We really haven't seen him use his post-up game yet. I know he has that in his arsenal. Obviously, he likes the fadeaway turnaround jump shot, so look for that to come too. That's a way that they can draw some fouls on some people when he's down there. But right now, he's dialing up that 3, and it's kind of that fadeaway, one-legged, creating space type three-pointer, which the Yellow Jacket coaches are wondering if it's an offensive foul, like he's pushing off with his leg. But whatever it is right now, it's working for him, and he's lights out from the field.
On the Yellow Jacket side of things, they have hit 9. They've hit a lot of three-pointers, I should say. I got the wrong number. 6 three-pointers.
Yeah, they started out, and it's one of those where I think it's a law of averages. You knew they weren't going to stay that cold. I mean, they were just ice cold to start the game, and it seemed like shots were close. They might have been just a little long. And then I'm going to give it to Daniels. I think Daniels kind of started that three-point party, and he just looked so calm and cool and collective, and you know, that was great to see. And then all of a sudden, everybody else kind of started getting into that game and wanting to shoot the ball. And it just takes one person sometimes to kind of break you out of that cold stretch. And he certainly did. But then here came DGF back. And a little bit I'll attribute to Soren Anderson picking up his second foul. It does change the Yellow Jackets and what they do. So, again, I really curious at what's going to happen in this second half, and we're starting it just like it's a brand new ball game again. But what a great first half.
Well, Lance, the three-point party call originated against DGF, and there ain't no party like a three-point party, Lance, because you know a three-point party don't stop, and that's what the Yellow Jackets hope to continue in the second half. As Chaz Melvin has 3, Soren Anderson has 3, Alex Olm has 3, Jacob Daniels has 9 points, Micah Thompson with 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Thompson, the only player with the points inside, he's got 4 underneath.
And I think that bodes well for the Yellow Jackets that they're that it's a tie game. You know, usually you hear Anderson and Thompson, they're in the 10 to 12 to 15, sometimes 16, 18 by this point in the game. To have that much balance means everybody's involved in this offense, which takes away a little bit from the DGF defense. They're not going to be able to just key on those guys. It allows for some one-on-ones for Micah and Soren right now that they might not have gotten if they wouldn't have spread the ball this well in the first half.
We'll take one final timeout, come back, and we'll have the second half for you right here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hammers Construction is now hiring for a project manager, superintendent, and construction laborers. Since 1956, Hammers Construction has served the region in construction for the commercial, industrial, and agricultural industries, while sticking to the core values of honesty, quality, and integrity. If that's you, then visit our website, hci-mn.com. View photos of recent projects, then click on the Careers tab to start the 2-minute application. Hammers Construction is an equal opportunity employer.
KLN is home to great companies like Kenny's Candy and Tuppy's Pet Foods. Matt Nagel here. I was raised right here in Lakes Country. Our products are top-notch. Working for a successful, locally owned family business means job security, pride, and a connection to our local communities. Join us at Kenny's Candy. Experience an awesome benefit program, competitive wages, a sign-on bonus, and profit sharing. Shop local, work local. Get started at klnfamilybrands.com or call 347-0525 and ask for Matt.
Well, welcome back to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse here in Detroit Lakes. So just growth with Lance Rock as the Yellow Jackets are warming up out of the tunnel, and the Rebels are getting ready to come out to the court shortly for what should be a very thrilling 18 minutes, potentially more. I would not be surprised if we see more tonight, Lance.
Yeah, it's almost heading. It seems that way when we're 22-22 at halftime. Again, I think we got to look at some crucial parts. This first 3 minutes, how is it going to play out? that first three kind of gets everybody fired up, and which team comes out of the locker room, what adjustments are going to be made. These are two great coaches. You know that each one of them are trying to figure out a way to break open a 6-8 with 10-point lead would be huge, I think, in this game, just the way these two teams are playing. Again, what a flip of a script on my part. I really thought it was the Jackets going to really be ball control, kind of stick with their defense. It's been the Rebels doing that, and you wonder if it'll pay off towards the end of the game, not running up and down the floor and having Leach, go hard every time. And he's also trying to guard one of the better players from the Yellow Jackets on every possession.
Again, Owen Leach leading the way with 18 points. Logan Bicker with 4 for the Rebels. The Yellow Jackets, Daniels with 9, Melvin with 3, Anderson with 3, Ohm with 3, and 4 for Micah Thompson.
Yeah, and I like the balance if you're the Yellow Jackets. It's great, and I kind of alluded to that, and if you missed it, I think it bodes well for them to have everybody score. Now the help on Soren and the defensive help coming to Soren and Micah might cut it just a little bit for the DGF, where they're going to have to stay home, and might free up some little bit easier shots for them in the second half.
A couple of updates in Section 6A. Belgrade Bruton Alrosa leads New York Mills 37-36 at half, and for Mills, Tate Olson has 24 of the 36.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be an outstanding matchup too, and there's great matchups all over the state. Well, you're down to, this is like a state tournament. This is a state tournament atmosphere. This is like a state tournament game, and I think you're seeing that through the state from all the way up north to all the way down south tonight.
22-22 as we get ready for the second half. It's going to be Rebel ball to the break. 18 minutes, possibly more, to determine a Section 8 2A champion. The Rebels looking for their third trip to state. The Yellow Jackets looking for their fifth.
I can't say I'd be disappointed with more, Jason. I don't know if my heart can take it, though.
As Leach will get the inbound to start the second half. Now comes near side with it, Karasaikin. Now to Anderson, Leach again. We'll see if they start posting up Leach as a three-pointer on its way. It's no good. Jacob Daniels with the rebound.
It's really a nice shot by Sheely, though, and he was hitting those in the semifinal game, and I think he needs to continue to shoot it just to take a little pressure off of Leach.
Anderson on the floor with 2 fouls. Keep an eye on that as Micah Thompson gets the pass from him. Now goes to Melvin on the right side. Belka with Leach on him. He will give that up to Anderson. And Anderson will take a three. It's good.
And a nice start by Anderson coming off the bench. Probably well rested after having halftime and that little 3-minute break. And here comes Leach.
Leach with the spin. Now the near side of the thought about the three. It's passed up. Shot there is blocked by Sheely. The putback inside by Bicker.
And it ends up being a great pass. It was one of those, it got blocked right into the hands of Bittker, who was in the right place at the right time.
Belka to Melvin. Over to Daniels. To the right side, Anderson again. Anderson up top, Melvin. As the Jackets lead by 1, Thompson with it. Now comes to Daniels. Now to Melvin, over to Anderson, looking inside as Thompson and Leach work in the paint, and now we'll go around the perimeter one more time. Now this is kind of what we, I think, anticipated, that the Yellow Jackets might slow it down a little bit.
I think, A, they got the lead. B, DGF in this zone kind of gives them some freedom to just kind of relax. Here's Anderson.
And that's too strong. Leach there for the board. Owen Leach with the flashy kicks goes to the right side. Now down to the baseline, wide open, driving strong. Bicker shot no good. Rebound and a foul on the Yellow Jackets. That's going to put Bicker to the line. Foul was on Daniels.
And I got a little nervous. Soren Anderson got in the air there, Jason, and I was just hoping that there wouldn't be 3 this early.
Free throw too strong from the EOT Insurance free throw line, where the Rebels were 1 of 1 in the first half. In fact, it was the only free throw of the first half was on a 4-point play by Owen Leach. That second one is good. And we're all square at 25 once again.
I think they just want us to continue to be tied throughout the night.
Anderson inside, Thompson off the glass for two. Nice feed by Soren Anderson and a finish.
That was really a nice play. I've been talking about that back screen, and there it was. And it's not used as much as it used to be, but boy, it sure is effective when you do it right.
Now Leach with the screen from Anderson. Goes right around the defender into the lane. Double on him. Now a kick out. Sheely. As Anderson tries to work through the lane. Knifes through. Off-balance shot. No good. Leach for the board. The putback good. He's got 20. And he's just a junior. Melvin to Thompson. To Melvin near side. Daniels. Belker with it. To the right side. Daniels. Daniels up top, Melvin. Anderson to Daniels. Thought about it. Now goes right to Thompson. Daniels rolls, and now they go around to Melvin. But quickly closing is Bicker. Hand off Belka. Belka into the lane. They close on him. Daniels, the look for three. It's good. Daniels has 12, all from beyond the arc, and the Jackets up by 3.
Boy, that was a nice look by Marcus Belka, and that's what he does really well. He gets into that lane, and he's strong enough to take the contact, and then he finds the open Yellow Jacket, and that time was Daniels, who's been red hot.
Leach, the three is altered. He fights for the rebound. He gets the foul. Helps Soren Anderson up, and we'll go play defense now. That's the first on Leach.
Yeah, and that was kind of a shot frustration foul there. He tried to follow his shot. Right after he shot it, he knew it was off, and he tried to get that offensive board, but going right through Anderson isn't probably the best plan of attack on that one.
Melvin looked to the corner, wasn't there, and now goes to Anderson. Now it's to Thompson as the Yellow Jackets sent up as we approach the 14-minute mark. Anderson with it. To Melvin, now to Belka, looking inside. It's poked away and last touched by the Rebels. Nice job there, Drew Sheely. And now Alex Ohm will check in for the Yellow Jackets. Timeout situation will be unique as the Yellow Jackets have 3 remaining. The Rebels have all 5. We'll see how they elect to use them in this one. We talked about ways to give Owen Leach rest. Now you think timeouts in the second half. Inside Thompson. And he just bowls through the defender. Carson Steichen outside the cylinder as Thompson lowered his way into him, picks up his second foul.
Right, and it was such dramatic contact. I don't know that it was as bad as it looked, but definitely when that shoulder drops a little bit, it warrants the foul.
And we got a timeout just like that called by the Rebels. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell.
And Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware.
Right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse here in Detroit Lakes. Out of the Rebel timeout will be their basketball with the sideline inbound. As Sheely will get it. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight on the Magnitude Sports Media Network, all throughout Section 8 AA country and into Wisconsin a little bit as Leach with it. Handoff there for Steichen. Now back to Leach. Leach. A 3. Short. And Anderson the rebound. Now Ohm with it. Over to Thompson as the Yellow Jackets lead by 3, approaching 13 minutes. They close on Daniels, now Ohm. They come on him. Ohm drives baseline, now gets to Daniels. Back to Ohm. Melvin, right side Anderson. Inside Thompson, trying to take advantage of the mismatch, but the help comes and a foul. It's going to be on Grant Anderson, too aggressive on the help.
Yeah, I think Anderson saw the ball there and tried to swipe it. Definitely got the arm there. And it's kind of a mismatch because they're having to pull. The tall guys are coming out. Leach is coming out on Anderson as the first free throw is good. And it's allowing a little bit of mismatch underneath the basket. So nice job by Coach Cressup and his staff making that adjustment of getting Thompson down on that block.
Yellow Jackets now 2 of 2 at the EOT Insurance free throw line. They lead by 4. With it, Steichen. Go to the right side. A 3 off the mark. Rebound, though. Crashing the board. Steichen, he goes to the floor. And we got a foul. Foul's going to be on the Yellow Jackets. That's on Ohm. Now Belka will check back in for Ohm. Quick 3 off the mark. Rebound, Belka, he gets bumped. And the foul there is going to be called on Austin Anderson. Foul's starting to pick up a little bit more in the second half as the game gets a little tighter.
Right, and I think, it's physical and it's a close game. And I think, again, you're seeing the value of every possession. They want to score on every time, and they're doing whatever they can, and that's where these fouls are coming up.
The lob back door, Thompson, layup, good, and the Jackets extend the lead. It's now 34-27. Will Leach answer? Gets it to Steichen. Back to Leach. Leach gonna drive, works to the hoop, blocked by Thompson. And the Jackets have a chance to extend it to 9 or double digits on this possession. As we approach 12 in the second half, and now the Yellow Jackets will work some clock again.
And I think they're trying to get DGF out of this zone. And again, the further you can space them out, the more chance you have for a back cutter and opening. And it looks like we're going back to man for DGF now.
Thompson, kick out, Anderson steps into the 3, off the iron, too strong. Long rebound in there for the board is Logan Bicker.
Right, and I think that's what the Yellow Jackets wanted. It played into their hands. They got the look they wanted, just a little strong by Anderson.
Leach with it. Leach gets it back. He's going to drive, spin, picks up his dribble, looks for help, finds it. That's Sheely. We talk about secondary scoring for the Yellow Jackets. The Rebels need to find it, but Leach is going to launch a 3, too strong. Thompson there for the rebound. Numbers for the Jackets, Daniels. And he double dribbled. Leach, good positioning, and that kind of altered Daniels' plan on the way to the hoop.
Right, and that was Leach hustling back, and you talk about a premier scorer, and you wonder, will he do the little things to get his team to state? And he certainly did on that one. Kind of single-handedly took that possession away from the Yellow Jackets.
Steichen with it. Now with it to Bicker, to the near side, and down low on the feed by Leach. As he went down low to Steichen, he comes back to Leach. Leach drives, loses the basketball, goes to the floor. It's tied up, now still on the floor. And now we will have a held ball, I believe is going to be the call. And there is the official call. Daniels will inbound with 10:33-ish to go in the second half. As inbounding will be Thompson. And Anderson gets the contested pass inside Thompson. Thompson up top. Melvin steps into it, now drives. The floater coming, no. Thompson the rebound, swatted away, but a foul. And the foul is going to put Thompson to the line. Logan Bicker vehemently disagrees, but the foul is on him.
Well, and I think the disagreement when you're the kid is there was an official right underneath the basket, and it was the side official who saw it. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just came from a long ways away.
Free throw by Thompson, no good. Yellow Jackets now 2 of 3 at the EOT Insurance free throw line. Winner of this will play in the Class 2A championship tournament, as the free throw by Thompson is good. 35-27, Yellow Jackets lead by 8. Rebels have been stuck on 27 for a while. Have only scored 5 points and a timeout. Yellow Jackets feel the momentum. Fans on their feet. We'll take a break here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
I'm Trevor Seaman with United Community Bank, and we are down with Erica Saylor at Lakes Ace Hardware, downtown Perham. That transition to being a small business owner, how did United Community Bank help with you guys acquiring Lakes Ace Hardware?
They were through the whole process when we starting to do the purchase. They were super helpful, helped us out with everything, and just really easy to work with.
And welcome back to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse with 10:10 to go on the United Community Bank scoreboard. The Yellow Jackets lead this one 35-27 out of the full timeouts. Both teams now have 3 timeouts remaining.
So this is kind of what I was thinking out of the timeout. They've been struggling with Leach out in the perimeter. I still think you got to get it to him in the post at some point in these where he's not trying to create everything. And here he goes into the post. I like it. The double team's going to come. Maybe Sheely gets open for 3.
Leach's 3 short. Bicker gets the rebound, saves it. Now Steichen brings it up court there for Sheely. Now comes back Bicker. He's got the look. He's going to fire straight on 3. It's good.
And boy, that helps Leach out tremendously. Just that length of the possession and running around and trying to get rid of the defender. Nice job there by Bicker.
Anderson with it. Goes inside Thompson. The double comes. It's wide open there for Micah Thompson. And he puts it in, and the Jackets lead by 7.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding the matchup with Thompson. Yeah, I think a Bitker would be a nice matchup for him. I know he plays outside some, but here's Sheely.
And that's a big one. Drew Sheely for 3. The first player not named Leach or Bicker to put a ball through the hoop.
And I don't think you want, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you don't want him to get hot. I was watching him in warm-ups, and he has a nice shot, and it can be from deep. So let's see if we can continue to contain him.
Dangerous pass, but inside Thompson. Thompson in trouble, and a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. We'll take a break. Yellow Jackets by 4 on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Check out the Backyard in Perham. They have the largest selection of bird seed, assorted suets, and bird feeders in the area. Over 50 different varieties of pet food and pet treats, and an even bigger selection of pet toys, leashes, collars, and more. The Backyard is also your pet's destination for a spa day. The grooming salon is open Monday through Friday for grooms, nail trims, and baths. And book a stay for your pet at the Backyard Boarding and Play Care, a brand new facility made to make your pet feel at home. If your pet needs a comfortable place to stay, call Backyard Boarding and Play Care.
KLN is home to great companies like Kenny's Candy and Tuppy's Pet Foods. Matt Nagel here. I was raised right here in Lakes Country. Our products are top-notch. Working for a successful, locally owned family business means job security, pride, and a connection to our local communities. Join us at Kenny's Candy. Experience an awesome benefit program, competitive wages, a sign-on bonus, and profit sharing. Shop local, work local. Get started at klnfamilybrands.com or call 347-0525 and ask for Matt.
8:41 to go. The Yellow Jackets lead by 4. Buckle in, folks. This is going to be an entertaining final minutes of this second half and perhaps more as Thompson will inbound. And we'll see what adjustments were made out of that timeout. You talked about one during the break.
Well, I think they're coming back man here. Anderson on Grant Anderson on Micah Thompson, which I think is a smart move. Bicker had him last time. I just think they need that size. Micah's just kind of eating him up underneath the basket.
Anderson's going to drive. Bounce pass through the lane off the hands of Belka. No, it's off the hands of off a foot of a Rebel player. It'll be Perham basketball. Thompson. He's got to hurry. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson brings it up top now, gets it back from Daniels. Melvin with it. Now Belka. Over to Daniels.
Switch back to zone now again. So again, I think they're trying to stymie the Yellow Jackets by throwing different defenses at them. So far, the Yellow Jackets have handled it really well.
Anderson drives baseline, kicks it back to Daniels. The lob throw gets over to Belka now. Leach just pressuring, and there's a foul. That's his second. Yellow Jackets will inbound in front or right next to head coach Dave Cressup. Belka picks up his dribble, they close. Now Thompson looks to drive baseline, Leach closes, Thompson skipped his pivot foot again, and it's a travel. There might be some viewers from a different community wondering about that one, but it will be near side, Leach with it. Leach behind the back. A long three-pointer contested off the mark. Out of bounds. It'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. Leach had 18 in the first half. He has just 2 in the second half. And the Yellow Jackets lead by 4 with 7:21 to go on the United Community Bank scoreboard. Thompson. Now to Melvin. Over to Ohm. He thought about it, but they closed quickly. Did Sheely. Now Anderson again. Over here to Daniels. Ohm. Getting pressured. Sheely almost batted it away. Now Anderson. Back door for Daniels for 2.
Really nice cut by Daniels. I don't think that's in the offense. He just spotted the overplay, waiting for the drive on the other side and snuck in there. So it's been a great game for Daniels.
Leach knifes through the lane and gets that to go for 2, and we got a timeout. Yellow Jackets lead by 4. We'll take a break on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell.
And Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware.
Right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, welcome back here to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. The Yellow Jackets lead 39-35. The Yellow Jackets wanted to play that slower type game, and they have to this point.
So kind of wondering out of the timeout, here comes the 1-2-2 or 1-2-1-1, depending on how you look at it. Press, and they're trying to trap. Good job by Anderson finding his way out of there. And Ohm with probably a smart decision just to pull that basketball out. You've got the lead. Let's run some time off the clock.
And off to Anderson. Anderson to Melvin. Looking inside. Thompson batted away. Nice job defensively that time by Steichen.
Right, and that's a tough mismatch for Steichen, and he did a nice job kind of getting three-quartered that time. And by doing that, he was able to get in the passing lane.
Anderson, pass forced, and Leach read it. Leach coming back under 6. Spins into a triple. Now, nice feed inside, but a foul. And unable to finish was Austin Anderson as Ohm gets called for the push.
And I think Ohm thought he was going to go up for the shot. He was kind of sneaking in for the rebound. He didn't go up for the shot, thus ran through him.
And we got a foul. It's going to be on Anderson. And that's his third, and an interesting one with 5:52 to go.
Both teams with 5 fouls now.
Sykin gets the inbound. Now Leach. As Rebels trail by 4 under 6. Looking to drive, left hand through the lane, shot no good. Rebound bounces all the way around. Daniels gets it. He gets tackled and a foul. Fouls on Owen Leach. That's his third. So now Leach and Anderson both have 3 fouls. 5:35 to go. Jackets lead by 4.
And again, somewhat a little bit like a timeout right here, having to mop up the perspiration from the floor. And I think that lens gets DGF to set up this defense and this press, and let's see how hard the trap is out of it.
Anderson now to Thompson. Ohm here near side. Cross court, Anderson across the timeline. The Yellow Jackets thought about, the Yellow Jacket fans are hoping for that extra pass down low to Daniels. Anderson held it up and didn't want to force anything.
And that's the Yellow Jackets that just play so disciplined. They're not going to make that fancy pass. They're going to wait and run their offense knowing that they're going to get the shot they want to.
And there's going to be a foul. That's on Drew Sheely. And one of the things the Yellow Jackets, that you said, are so disciplined, it makes the opposition frustrated because they don't like to play defense that long.
Right.
And you're seeing that.
Yeah, and you also make them play defense, which is going to take some energy away, maybe take something off their shot. So, again, we all we want that fancy high-flying play, but that was the right play.
Misses the first free throw, and the only free throw as Leach gets the rebound at the EOT Insurance free throw line. Leach, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, good for 2. He's starting to feel it again. It's now a 2-point game. Trap in the corner, almost stolen away, but Thompson gets it. Now up ahead to Ohm. Ohm trying to draw contact. Now Anderson. Thompson's doing jumping jacks in the lane. No one saw him. Now to Melvin.
And again, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you're going to have to take care of this basketball. There's been some long passes that have almost been tipped by DGF. They're laying in the weeds waiting for them to pass cross court.
Rebels fans wanted to foul there. The Yellow Jackets wanted to flop. Either way, it's a play on, and Anderson is going to launch for 3. It's good! Leach to answer, in and out, long rebound to the floor. It's tied up. Held ball, possession arrow. They'll keep it with the Rebels. And a 5-point game with 4:02 to go. Leach into the lane. Pull-up jumper short, misses everything. And the Yellow Jacket faithful will let him know about that one. And we have a timeout. And we'll take a break. Yellow Jackets by 5 on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
And this one popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina.
The Post 400 Stars return for season number 3 on Magnitude Sports. Saturday, March 12th starts a 14-game series live from Vero Beach, Florida. Also, catch the Stars live on Magnitude from the Veterans Classic Tourney, the Gopher Classic, the Creighton Prep Tournament from Omaha, Nebraska, all the home games, and every game from the state tournament at Young Field in West Fargo will be live on Magnitude. If it's Post 400 baseball, it's on Magnitude Sports.
Welcome back live into Detroit Lakes High School at the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse in the Section 8 2A Championship. Yellow Jackets lead by 5 with the basketball. Now Ohm, up ahead, Daniels. Daniels, to the hoop, the layup.
So much pressure, so tight up that you know if they could throw over the top, which Anderson's length let them do that. Nice job.
And it's stolen, and a travel. Leach travels, and the Yellow Jacket students on their feet making noise like they have all day. To Anderson. Melvin with it. Back to Anderson. Up ahead, Ohm. And the Yellow Jackets slow down. Ohm gets through it to the hoop. The layup, no! They battle for the board. Leach is there. Now it's tied up. Leach gets free. A 7-point game as Leach brings it up court. Leach with the spin. Tries to work through, now gets it up top for Sheely. As we approach the 3-minute mark, the Jackets lead by 7. Leach, the three is good!
My, oh my, you just can't count them out when you have a player like Leach doing such a great job.
Now to Anderson, to Daniels, back to Anderson, the layup, good! What an answer against the pressure in the Yellow Jackets.
Super press break dialed up by Coach Cressup and his staff right there, getting easy looks 2-3 times now.
Leach, a three, off the mark, gets his board, no, he loses it, and Ohm is there. Ohm gets pressured and a foul. And that'll put Ohm to the line, and the foul is going to be on Leach, his 4th. And you could just see the exhaustion on Owen Leach. Right. He has had to work all night.
He's carrying offense, defense, rebounding. Great player, and you can't take anything away from him. And another thing I was kind of told, and it coming to mind, is the referees are doing a great job in a high-intensity game here, Jason. They are really calling a nice game.
Free throw good by Alex Ohm. And the Jackets lead by 7. Logan Bicker back in. Ohm gets them both. Leach will bring it up court. Leach hands it off Sheely. Now to Bicker, back to Leach. Leach, the three, too strong. Daniels fights for the board, loses it out of bounds off the Rebels. It'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. 2:11 to go. The Yellow Jacket fans have been on their feet for the last 4 minutes, it seems. Ohm with it. Gets it. A poke attempt by Sheely, and it's going to be a foul. Alex Ohm shooting 1, and the bonus if he hits the first. And it's good. And the Jackets by 9. Make it 10. Leach. Now Bicker. So the Rebels have a miracle come back in them as they drive. It's poked away to the floor. Melvin gets it, but he loses it. Still to the floor. Now it comes near side. Sheely. And a block by Anderson. They try up Thompson, and now a foul. And the Yellow Jackets are 1:49 away. And Thompson will be shooting 2.
Right, and you can see the emotions in the Rebels as they feel it slipping away, and really they had to press. It was the great press break by the Yellow Jackets that's really separated this game.
Free throws good. Flashbacks to 2016 when DGF took control of the second half against Perham, and tonight it's the Yellow Jackets taking control of the second half. Is that free throw no good? Leach with it. He drives and draws the foul, and Leach will go to the line. And Leach Actually, won't go to the line. That's the team 6th. It's on Melvin. Leach gets the pass. Leach, the 3. No, that's short. And Anderson there for the rebound. Now to Thompson. To Ohm. Up ahead to Melvin. Thompson with it. Thompson to Melvin. To Ohm. And the game of keep away is on. And the Yellow Jacket fans rise up again as they lead by 11. Thompson to Daniels. To Ohm. Daniels. The crowd wanted him to shoot, but he's working the clock, and there's the foul. Nice headsy play, Jacob Daniels. A couple of wide open looks. Pass ended up and working the clock and drawing a foul to send Chaz Melvin to the line.
Right, and the defense for the Rebels kind of worked against them there. They had Owen Leach on the top. He's got 4 fouls. He can't foul because he's been their offense tonight. So the Yellow Jackets worked that to their favor and continued as the free throws missed. They continued to work that top so that Leach had to foul, and he didn't, and thus the time ran off the clock. So nice adjustment there by the Yellow Jackets and good strategy.
Second one drops for Thompson, and it's now a 12-point lead. Leach, the quick 3, no good. Long rebound, Sheely. A 3 off the mark. Rebound tied up, held ball. It'll be Yellow Jacket basketball with under a minute to go. To Anderson. To Melvin. And a foul. It's going to be on Anderson. That's Austin Anderson. Thompson will be at the line shooting 2. Short on the first free throw from the EOT Insurance free throw line. And the second is good. Leach will bring it up to Hort. Leach. And a 3. Too strong. Melvin the rebound. And a foul, and that's going to be the 5th on Owen Leach. And Melvin will go to the line. Yellow Jacket fans on their feet. They lead by 13. Melvin to shoot 2. Free throw good. And now some substitutions for the Rebels. And the Yellow Jackets will answer. Yellow Jacket fans, you can book your reservations. The Jackets are going to state. As Chaz Melvin will finish this one out at the free throw line here. No good on the free throw. A nice chant from the Rebels, thanking their seniors as well. We'll talk about them quite a bit in our post-game show. Three-pointer off the mark. Turnaround jumper, no good. Yellow Jackets aboard. That's Peterson home. Yellow Jackets just have to cross half court. And the Yellow Jackets are your Section 8 2A champions with a 54-40 victory over the Dilworth, Glyndon, Felton Rebels tonight. As the Yellow Jackets storm the courts. And will now move on to the state tournament.
Yeah, and it was a great game, Jason. It's everything we thought it was going to be. The spread at the end's a little bit more than what I thought it would be, but I think it was as a part of the end of the game. We've seen that happen before. DGF just couldn't get a shot to fall. They were fouling. Yellow Jackets hit the free throws pretty well. It bridged that gap a little bit, and what a great game, and what a fun atmosphere. And for the Yellow Jackets, I think they made the adjustments they had to, and I think they put the pressure on Owen Leach, which he would want it every day of the week. But I think in the end, he just got a little tired, and the shot got a little flat, and he started to force a little bit more. And Micah Thompson's a great defender, and he's long, and he made Leach go over the top of him. Leach, even being 6'5", 6'6", he made him go over the top. But great job by the Yellow Jackets, and a real impressive win and a real impressive streak through Section 8AA.
The Yellow Jackets advance, and we'll take a break, come back, and have an extended postgame show for you here as the Yellow Jackets are moving on with the 54-40 victory over the Rebels.
Perham Public Schools, School of Champions. Perham Public Schools, School of Champions.
Hi, I'm Trevor Seaman with United Community Bank, and today we're down at the Gathering Grounds, joined with Ashley Clifton.
Hello.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
What's the best part for you about working with United Community Bank?
Besides just that they believed in me and kind of took a chance on me and helped me get it all together, I think what's more is that they really do support the community. They come in the store all the time. They don't just give us business, but they, encourage our business, buy gift cards in the winter when we're slower to give to other, locals and businesses. So it's just really inspirational for me.
Welcome back here as we take in the sights and sounds of the Yellow Jackets advance to the state tournament with a 54-40 victory over the Dilworth Glyndon Felton Rebels. As the Yellow Jackets, just a dominant second half, outscoring DGF 32-18, and really just took the game over in that second half.
They did, and part of it was a back and forth, really good game, and then the spread got just a little bit. The Yellow Jackets caught fire again. When the spread got bigger, then DGF had to turn to that press break, and I think they're used to getting turnovers off that trap in the corner. Anderson and Thompson were long enough they could throw over the top of it. It made for some easy baskets, and then it turned into the foul game. DGF couldn't make the shots, and the Yellow Jackets made them from the free throw line, and thus we got the 54-40. But well-played game by both teams.
Yellow Jackets win the tiebreaker as those two teams split the regular season. But once again, Lance, you look at the Rebels scoreboard, you see 40 points. This Yellow Jacket defense throughout the playoffs has just been outstanding.
Right, Ryan and I and you, Jason, were talking about this, that I said the Rebels were just off, and I think it was Ryan who said, yeah, but everything was contested, and it's true. Everything was contested, and I think that's what the Yellow Jackets, if you ask me one thing, if somebody called me from the state tournament and said, hey, what are we looking for in the Jackets, I would say their staple is they're going to make you earn every possession. I can't really say they go to one offensive weapon. Anderson and Thompson have been great all year. Tonight, it was a lot of players that played really well. Their staple is they're going to make you win every possession, and that's all five guys. And you can't do it if you have one guy taking a possession off. They take 0 possessions off on the defensive end of the court, and that's pretty impressive from a group of young men. No matter who comes on the court, they are giving it their all. And my keys to the game, I think they rebounded outstanding. Sometimes it's hard to rebound when you're putting that much effort on a defense. I think they turned that and continued to block out just like they were playing defense tonight. And I think that was one of the big differences in the game. They didn't allow many double, triple possessions for the Rebels. And that's key, because you don't want to give Owen Leach the ball any more than he gets it already.
Just an outstanding performance as the teams receive their medals now, and a nice round of applause for Owen Leach from both the Perham and DGF fans for his efforts tonight. He tried and to do what he could to will this team to victory. Finishes with 27 points to lead the way, but just didn't have that secondary scoring and that option, and that really played a big role in that contest.
You know, and you look back to the game that DGF won, and you hate to bring this up, but we have to. Caden Altabelli had 17 that night for the DGF. He got injured in the first round of the playoffs, I believe, Jason, and that was a key. There's a senior guard who's really heady, obviously can score the basketball, and they had to play without him, and they played without him the last couple games, so that takes nothing away from the win from the Yellow Jackets, but certainly one of those guys that DGF probably wish they had on the court tonight.
Yellow Jackets will receive their medals now after winning by a score of 54-40 over the DGF Rebels. We'll get to see a fun March tradition tonight of the nets coming down. And just the effort, the gritty effort from the Yellow Jackets tonight. Looking at the scoring, Micah Thompson and Jacob Daniels lead the way for the Yellow Jackets with 16 points. Soren Anderson with 11, 7 for Alex Ohm, and 4 for Chaz Melvin. And to think, Jacob Daniels, 4 3-pointers and just was outstanding. Stepped into him. He missed 2 early and then stepped into him with a lot of confidence and hit some big shots.
Well, in my book, Jason, he was the key of the game because the Jackets were really struggling on offense, and it's so hard to think back when you see a 54-40 victory. They were really struggling. I think they were down by 6-8 points at the time that Jacob hit his first one, and he just stepped up, like you said. Sometimes you get real tense, real nervous when you've missed your first couple in a big game like this. He didn't. He looked more comfortable, and then once he got rolling, he kept on rolling, and that was a big point to this game tonight, 16 points from him.
You look at this, you look at these scores, and Daniel's getting the big round of applause as he gets some MVP chants as well from the fans. We still have to name our United Community Bank Player of the Game. That'll come up here in a few minutes as well. But I was going to say, you look at these scores for the Yellow Jackets in this postseason. First game, they allowed 37 points. Second round, they allowed 59. Then it was 37, and tonight 40. To beat the Yellow Jackets, you have to come prepared to face stifling defense.
Right, and I think it's going to be one of the curious when they head down to state. I think it might be one of those teams. It'll be interesting to see if teams can fast break. That was a long-winded way to say what I wanted to say, but we really haven't seen teams really try to get up and down the floor in the Yellow Jackets. I don't know if they can. That's maybe why they're not doing that. But I think you're going to see some of those teams when you're down at the state. I'm thinking of Minneapolis North, maybe a Caledonia, Minnehaha. Talk about 3 heavyweights there, huh, Jason? And they like to get up and down the floor. Now, can they? You know, what's going to win out on that case? Does the offense and getting up and down the floor win, or does this stifling defense win? I think that's worth watching no matter where you're at and who you're cheering for.
Teams average just 43.25 points per game in the playoffs against the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to be an interesting question. The Yellow Jackets record of 18-10, you know, let's be real, they're not going to get seeded. They're going to be in the random draw game. But this schedule that they played this year, I think will help them prepare for whoever they play.
Oh, definitely, Jason. And then they played a really good schedule. They played good teams. They're going to probably have played some teams that are down there. I think Pequot Lakes has already punched their ticket. The Yellow Jackets have played them. And here's another round of applause for the Yellow Jackets as they're getting their medals. But, you know, we talked about the heavyweights. I think those are the ones that you're going to see get seeded. So it's going to be one of those where the Yellow Jackets are going to have to bring their A game. They're going to have to be ready to play. But I don't think you can ever count out this team. I think with the defense that they play and the ball possession, as Coach Cressup gets his award, I think the ball control and the defense, they're going to be a tough out at the state.
As the coaches share a quick moment. Now the Yellow Jackets will collect their championship.
Right, and it's fun to hear the crowd and to see Connor Kostanek hoist the trophy, and it tells you the class of these kids that injured all season here. He was the first one out there, and here comes the student body.
It'll be the 5th trip for the Yellow Jackets as they celebrate and get ready to cut down the nets here at the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. We'll come back and have more on the post-game show as we thank you all for tuning in tonight here to the Section 8 2A Championship on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Check out the Backyard in Perham. They have the largest selection of bird seed, assorted suets, and bird feeders in the area. Over 50 different varieties of pet food and pet treats, and an even bigger selection of pet toys, leashes, collars, and more. The Backyard is also your pet's destination for a spa day. The grooming salon is open Monday through Friday for grooms, nail trims, and baths. And book a stay for your pet at the Backyard Boarding and Play Care, a brand new facility made to make your pet feel at home. If your pet needs a comfortable place to stay, call Backyard Boarding and Play Care.
KLN is home to great companies like Kenny's Candy and Tuppy's Pet Foods. Matt Nagel here. I was raised right here in Lakes Country. Our products are top-notch. Working for a successful, locally owned family business means job security, pride, and a connection to our local communities. Join us at Kenny's Candy. Experience an awesome benefit program, competitive wages, a sign-on bonus, and profit sharing. Shop local, work local. Get started at klnfamilybrands.com or call 347-0525 and ask for Matt.
Hi, I'm Trevor Seaman with United Community Bank, and today we're down at the Gathering Grounds, joined with Ashley Clifton.
Hello.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
What's the best part for you about working with United Community Bank?
Besides just that they believed in me and kind of took a chance on me and helped me get it all together, I think what's more is that they really do support the community. They come in the store all the time. They don't just give us business, but they, encourage our business, buy gift cards in the winter when we're slower to give to other, locals and businesses. So it's just really inspirational for me.
Hammers Construction is now hiring for a project manager, superintendent, and construction laborers. Since 1956, Hammers Construction has served the region in construction for the commercial, industrial, and agricultural industries, while sticking to the core values of honesty, quality, and integrity. If that's you, then visit our website, hci-mn.com. View photos of recent projects, then click on the Careers tab to start the 2-minute application. Hammers Construction is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to the Lake Shirts Fieldhouse as the Perham Yellow Jackets knock off the DGF Rebels by a score of 54-40 here tonight. As the Yellow Jackets getting a bunch of photos taken at court. I've not seen a ladder or a pair of scissors, so we're wondering if they'll be cutting down the nets or not. But either way, the Yellow Jackets are coming home with some hardware.
They are, and then well-deserved hardware, and as fun to watch this happen, and it's great for kids, and you watch the parents and how proud they are and how many hours they've spent traveling around playing youth basketball and all of these different things. Just a really, really great job, and here we may have a ladder. I'm not sure, so we'll kind of hang tight and see what's going to happen here. It'd be fun to see the Yellow Jackets cut down the net, and we'll stay tuned if they do. If they don't, we'll kind of wrap things up. But again, hats off to the Yellow Jackets. Well-deserved, to the coaching staff, to the kids, parents. It's just a really, really good thing for the community, and it's going to be fun to watch them play in the state basketball tournament. And I guess we'll turn quick to the DGF squad, Jason, and kind of recap for them as well. And just an outstanding group of young men, and they've had success in about everything that they've done. Their football team was outstanding. Their wrestling program is so much improved, and obviously this basketball team was really good as well.
The talented group, as they could tell, and they're going to take that into their next sport because a lot of them also play baseball, I believe, as well. And they're just an outstanding group. It's Caden Altobelli, Mason Kerr, Mikhail Pearson, Donovan Verdi, and Logan Bicker, the seniors on this Rebel squad. And hats off to them. It's tough. As we talked about, only one team gets to cut down the final nets, and it's always tough to have your season and the finality come to an end. But the Rebels have a lot to hang their hat on in their season. They finished the year 22-6. They were second in the Heart of the Lakes Conference, champion in the Heart of the Lakes Conference, but just overall, this group has just been outstanding.
Well, and if you watch them at the end, there's not a kid there that you could say, hey, could you have given any more? They were exhausted when it was over, chasing in that trapping zone defense, running around on the court and trying to get their shots on offense, and they gave it all. And I don't think any of them can leave this Lake Shirts Fieldhouse with their heads with hanging their heads. They gave a valiant effort. 54-40 is going to look like it was a bigger spread than it was. It was a tight game. I think like 4 or 5 minutes. It was a 4-point game at one time after a Leach three-pointer. And so great job by them. The excellent basketball team, well coached. And, you mentioned the seniors. Boy, is the well not dry in DGF either. When you think about who's coming back, you circle Owen Leach right away, but then you start going Drew Sheely's back, and Caden Steichen's back, and Anderson's back, and boy, oh boy, all of a sudden you start thinking, could we be back here again next year? I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's enjoy the state tournament run here. But boy, oh boy, there's going to be some good basketball again in Section 8AA as I think of all these teams.
Well, let's take a break, come back, and we'll have the cutting of the nets here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
And this one popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina.
The Post 400 Stars return for season number 3 on Magnitude Sports. Saturday, March 12th starts a 14-game series live from Vero Beach, Florida. Also, catch the Stars live on Magnitude from the Veterans Classic Tourney, the Gopher Classic, the Creighton Prep Tournament from Omaha, Nebraska, all the home games, and every game from the state tournament at Young Field in West Fargo will be live on Magnitude. If it's Post 400 baseball, it's on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, I'm Trevor Seaman with United Community Bank, and today we're down at the Gathering Grounds, joined with Ashley Clifton.
Hello.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
What's the best part for you about working with United Community Bank?
Besides just that they believed in me and kind of took a chance on me and helped me get it all together, I think what's more is that they really do support the community. They come in the store all the time. They don't just give us business, but they, encourage our business, buy gift cards in the winter when we're slower to give to other, locals and businesses, so it's just really inspirational for me.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to...
Welcome back here as Marcus Belka takes the first cut to the nets in the Yellow Jackets. Lance, just the dynamic performance tonight, it was outstanding. You look at it overall, it did a lot of the little things I thought well tonight.
Right. We talked about in the pregame our control the glass, match the big guys, don't turn the ball over, and a nice hand from Marcus Belka there. And they did all those things. They set the pace of the game. They did limit Leach in the second half, not so much in the first half, but it came around. They rebounded well. And I think they limited foul trouble. Soren Anderson, hats off to him, picking up some early foul trouble and not fouling out of the game. That was a big point for the Yellow Jackets as we watch Josh Peterson cut down his section of the net.
Again, I'd like to thank Ryan Rustad getting us great film of this as Chaz Melvin walks up the ladder. And you look at the scoring tonight. Again, Micah Thompson with 16, Jacob Daniels with 16, Soren Anderson with 11, Alex Ohm with 7, and Chaz Melvin with 4. as the Yellow Jackets earn a 54-40 victory. And Lance going to lead us into our United Community Bank player of the game. And I think it's going to be number 32 tonight, Jacob Daniels, as he hits 60 points.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure he might not keep that jersey for the state tournament run. I certainly would be thinking about it if I was him. You heard the kids chant MVP when he went out to get his medal, and you know what? That's something that's going to stick with him for a lifetime. And I don't know how it can't. I mean, I can't imagine having your whole student body chanting MVP for you, and along with your own teammates. I watched Micah Thompson cheering it for him, and it was such a huge performance, and just a great job by Jacob Daniels. And I'm not surprised because we've seen him shoot the ball, but just how well he played the total game tonight was so fun to see.
And it's kind of, we watched him shoot at the beginning of the game, and his first 2 shots were not pretty. I mean, they were off the mark, but they just didn't drop like we were used to. And it's like, is it going to be one of those nights? But he kept shooting, and I love that confidence that he kept shooting and kept hitting, and the confidence. You could see it grow. He has not been afraid to shoot the 3, so it's not a surprise the night that he had from beyond the arc.
No, and he's continued to get better as the season has gone, and I think he's one of them. We kind of knew what we had with Micah and Soren coming back, and you knew what some of these other guys were going to give you. Jacob was kind of one of those that you expected a lot out of, but you weren't sure. And he's just developed into such a quiet leader on the floor. It's like you can't ever sleep on him. If you do, he's going to make you pay. And there's no better feeling than to say, hey, we're going to run all over the place, and they leave you open, and you just make them pay time and time and time again. And that's what happened tonight. And I, looking at Jacob right now, I've never seen a bigger smile, and I've watched him play football and watched him in basketball. Tonight's definitely a night for him, and what a fun time for him and his family and the Yellow Jackets, because let's face it, they needed it.
Honorable mention definitely tonight's going to go to Micah Thompson. His defense was outstanding. He wore Owen Leach down. Owen Leach, he got 27 points, but you could see his shot towards the end of the night was coming short. It was flattening out, and he just didn't have that energy because he had to do a lot, and he had a guy like Micah Thompson in his face all night long.
Yeah, and Micah just never seems to wear down, Jason. I kind of waited for him, and here we go again. They're certainly making the night even better for Jacob Daniels. But no, I kind of waited for Micah to maybe wear down a little bit guarding Leach and chasing him around the floor. And it never he's kind of like the Energizer Bunny. He never seems to wear out, and he can continue, and he's got that long frame, which makes him a really, really good defender, because even if he gets beat by just a little bit, he's able to catch up with that length of his body, and he's turned himself into a top-notch, if not elite defender, not only in Section 8AA, but probably around the state of Minnesota.
The Yellow Jackets have a full roster, so there's going to be a lot of people cutting down the nets tonight. Not just a full roster, full sheet of coaches and managers as well. So it'll be an extended net cutting ceremony, but they all have had a part in this run for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and that's the whole part to this, Jason, is we saw 6-7 guys on the floor tonight, and you talk about the extended roster. These are the guys that are just grinding it out at practice every day, making these guys better. You don't learn how to play offense at a level the Yellow Jackets are playing without a group of guys willing to give it their all every night on defense. And that's the unsung heroes that we don't always get to talk about, and it's fun for them to get their time here. And the Yellow Jackets, I've got to view in on practice a few times, and it's an intense practice. They go hard, they have fun, but it's a whole team effort, and you can see it tonight. It's not the starters in one little group and the guys that are on towards the end of the bench. They're all together, and they all realize and they all value what each others bring, and that's such a cool part to high school athletics, and it's a cool part to watch for the Perham Yellow Jackets to display it.
The Yellow Jackets advance with an 18-10 mark will now play Tuesday night on the quick turnaround. Tomorrow is going to be a day full of Zoom meetings, finding out seating, finding out location. Mr. Aaron Anderson and Tracy Fisher and their activity staff will have been already kind of trying to work on some things. They're going to have a fun day and a fun few weeks ahead as they have done a great job of trying to get things lined up. But it's going to be a quick turnaround, and the Yellow Jackets are going to have about a couple of days to turn around and get ready for the Class 2A quarterfinals.
Well, and the part of it is you'll work on some things when you find out your opponent. But at this point in the season, you've got what you know your basis. You know what you're going to be doing defensively. You know your inbounds plays. You're not, unless you find a real part of a defensive team that you can pick apart, you're probably not changing a whole lot of things. So, you're going to refine. You're probably going to get in the gym tomorrow, get a few little shoot around in, kind of stretch those legs out, kind of get yourself going again. And Monday, you'll kind of hone in on some things that you need to prepare for. And Tuesday night, you give it a go. And you know this stuff better than I do, Jason. I believe it'll be a 6 or an 8 o'clock game Tuesday night. We just got to find out where the brackets fall. It's not like it used to be when it was Section 1 was versus Section 7, and it was all pre-done, and you knew we're waiting for all of this to play out and the top 5 teams to get seeded, and then the other 3 get drawn in.
Well, it sounds like you got it down to a T, Lance. You described it perfectly as well. It's either going to be at Williams Arena or Target Center on Tuesday nights and that's actually the only night of the playoffs of the state tournament this year that's going to be at the Target Center. So it will be an exciting opportunity. Target Center gets to host a big event coming up with the NCAA Women's Division I Final Four. So they're getting excited for that as well. The Timberwolves are actually playing good basketball, I've been told. But so it's been a good time, an exciting time down in Minneapolis right now.
So since we're watching the coaches, I got a question for you guys, and maybe Ryan wants to answer too. If you had your choice, where would you want to play? Would you want to play at Target Center, or would you want the historic Williams Arena? What if you were a kid and you were going? Where would you want to play?
It's the barn. There's just the history of the barn. I think that opportunity, but it's different. I mean, kids nowadays with the NBA, they might think Target Center, but to me, the barn. The historic and the history there.
But it's kind of the interesting. Ryan saying the Williams Arena going to the barn as well. I think again, it comes to play of, hey, we've got the elevated floor, brings in something into it, But again, it's kind of the old school versus the new school, and the Target Center is kind of that new arena, new venue. Everything's new. Locker rooms are new. For kids, that's a draw too. So I think it's a win-win. I was just kind of curious what you guys would think. Both of you voted for the Williams Arena. My heart would go there as well, just because I remember going back to the days of Willie Burton and being there for the Sweet, when they were running into the Sweet 16. I got to go watch that team. I was actually in high school at that time, so that tells you how long I've been watching the Gophers. It's such a cool place. But again, if you're at Target Center, you're going to go, hey, I just watched Carl Anthony Towns, and I just watched Edwards, and these guys just played here, and now I'm on this floor. This is a pretty cool thing. So it's a win-win. Just kind of curious what you guys thought.
There's something about the barn I like the atmosphere. It's louder. You have more compact fans right there, right on top, and it's much louder atmosphere.
Right. It's going to be fun, and don't get me wrong, I think the kids will play either place. I think Coach Cressup will play either place, but I know Coach Cressup's kind of that historian in basketball, and he'd like Williams too.
And hopefully he doesn't have to go home and see a Duke loss, which a lot of us are rooting for, but I know he wants to have that tonight, a Duke win tonight. But on a different thing they talk about, now you look at the preparation going into Tuesday night as Coach Cressup gets his turn at the net. As he works his way through the net.
He's pretty talented with those scissors, too.
Surgical, you'd say. Kind of like his defense. And he gets the net, and they celebrate. And you look at, I was going to say, one of the things is the Yellow Jackets are going to have to adjust now to playing on the larger court.
Yeah, exactly, and it's funny now. People are chiming in. Head coach Velde from the Yellow Jackets says Williams Arena for sure for him. So it'll stir a little bit of a debate. But yeah, the bigger floor. How does it change the game? You know, again, the Yellow Jackets kind of like to spread the floor a little bit. Maybe it'll make it more effective. I don't know, but you also have to play defense over that much more of the floor. So. A great moment here with the Yellow Jackets. You know, it's one of those, their pictures are being taken, and what a fun night. This was just everything we could have asked for. The game was great. The atmosphere was great. Everything was top-notch tonight, and including the victory for the Yellow Jackets.
As Ryan Russ said, working a great job on the camera pans the floor. You may have seen a few players on the floor. I know Finn Diggins stands out from the 2020 team that made it to the section finals and had that season cut short. And what this means for them to see a lot of their teammates here now making that trip to state. And I think Coach Cressup will say this is also for them, as will some of the members of that squad.
Right, and I think it's tradition, and it's history, and it's all the things that you want to wrap up in here. And it's so fun. And again, it's one of those things we've talked about before, Jason. This trophy's going to go into the high school somewhere. Someday these guys are going to come back and see it. It's that net's going to be there. They're going to remember the fun they had. They're going to remember they were in DL. They were going to remember Lake Shirts Fieldhouse. And it's just those type of things that build those lifelong memories. And in the end of the day, that's what high school athletics are all about, is what do you take away from it? And these guys now have punched their names into the 2022 Section 8AA champions.
They're getting set up for a team photo. Lance, it's been an outstanding run for the Yellow Jackets. It'll continue next week. We'll have some details for you on the Magnitude Sports Twitter account. Keep an eye on that. Won't be able to give video stream, but there might be a possibility of other avenues that we'll be able to bring action to you from Williams or Target Center. I think you mentioned a couple of coaches chiming in about the decision. We also have probably a couple of coaches that are going to have to alter some practice plans this week as we get ready to go. Spring sports are in full gear, but it's all for good reason as the Yellow Jackets are moving on with the 54-40 victory over the Rebels, Lance.
Yeah, and again, we should be turning the lights off when we're leaving town and supporting these guys, and just get out there. And if you need to follow through Magnitude or however we're gonna get it to you, just support these kids. They've given it their all and kind of came from the shadows of, you started the tournament at 14-10. Now you look at it as 18-10, I believe, is the record. And they're peaking at the right time, and what a fun thing for not only them, not the school, but our whole community. So hats off to these Yellow Jackets, and boy, it's been fun covering them.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I'd like to thank Ryan Russett for all his great help with the camera. For Lance Rock and Jason Groth, the Yellow Jackets are Section 8 2A champions.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network.